So you have the goal of stepping on a bodybuilding stage, and your main interest is in the figure division. You love the lights, you love the posing, you love the glam of the division, and you want to know how you can bring your best and kind of figure out what it is that the judges are looking for so that way you can step on stage looking like a winner. Don't we all want that? Well, today I want to have that exact conversation with you and give you a little bit more clarity about the figure division and exactly what it is the judges are looking for, what kind of structure you need for this, the genetics that work really well for this, and basically how you can put things together in a way to win. Now, this video is part 2 in my series of videos that talks about the women's side of the sport of bodybuilding. Be sure to check out video number 1 where I talked about the wellness division. All of the information that I'm sharing today is geared towards the upcoming 2020 season. So if you happen to watch this video afterwards, a lot of the things that I say will still apply, but be sure that you remain a fan of the sport of bodybuilding to keep up with the latest trends. If you are joining me for the very first time, I want to welcome you here to my channel. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and click the bell notification so that way when I release new videos, you absolutely do not miss a thing. And take a moment right now to give this video a thumbs up. Now, if you're a woman who is looking to get started in a contest prep, and you really want to do things in the sane and healthiest way possible, all while looking like an absolute winner on stage, I want you to stay to the very end of this video because I have a free resource for you that's going to help you to open your eyes to the sport of bodybuilding and contest prep in a much smarter way. And if you're in the market for a new coach and you're interested in working with me, stay to the very end because I will give you some information about how you can get started on becoming a rock star. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. And for those of you meeting me for the very first time, my name is Roxy Beckles. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So let's go ahead and break down the figure division. Figure has been around for a very long time now, so it's well established in the sport of bodybuilding across different federations. The good thing about figure is that even within the different federations that there are, the criteria is pretty much almost exactly the same. You'll see some differences in the posing and presentation, but the way that the judges look for and how they judge the physiques on stage are relatively all the same. Let's just start off by saying that figure is a great division for those of you who already carry above average muscularity when it comes to the female frame. It's a great place for women who have a lot of experience with working out and being in the gym. Perhaps you've been doing it for years and you want to take your body to the next level. And it's also really great for women who have athletic background. If you've ever done any kind of sports, if you've ever been a dancer, if you've ever been a gymnast, and if you're looking to do fitness, those last 2 talents are really great in the overall presentation for the routine rounds. The types of body that do really well in figure, particularly when we're talking about the NPC and the way that the judging is going in this current season, it's a really great place for women who have a lot of muscle maturity and muscle density as well. And that really comes from years of training. If you're a woman who's a little bit older, let's say you're in your 30s or 40s or even 50s and beyond, and you've been training for a really long time in the gym, you already have a really great shape, this is a great division for you because the muscle maturity and density that you have from the years of training, it helps so much in helping to get leaner and harder for the final look that you need to win your show. Now, as of 2020 in the NPC, and I'm sure if it hasn't already infiltrated other federations, it will very soon. A lot of you are probably asking, what is the difference between wellness and figure? One of the things you want to keep in mind is that figure competitors are going to have a more balanced, symmetrical shape than, let's say, a wellness competitor. And when I say symmetrical, I'm talking about top to bottom symmetry. The wellness competitor is going to be typically smaller in her upper body with well-developed legs in the lower half. Whereas with figure, you're going to be more developed in your upper body and have that equal kind of development in your lower half. There's definitely more of a balance in shape for the figure competitor, where the judges are going to be specifically looking for an X frame for your physique. Figure competitors are also going to have more density and more symmetry and more size in their backs and in their shoulders versus the wellness competitor. So in many cases with competitors, it's going to be a matter of shape, a matter of size, and also how you pose that's going to bring out whether you'd be suited better for wellness or be suited better for figure. This is where working with a qualified coach is going to be really important in helping you to determine where you should be. Another aspect about figure that differs from wellness is that the competitors are going to be a little bit leaner, you're going to have better conditioning, and we want to see a lot more separation of the muscle without striation. Now you hear that thrown around a lot. Separation without striation. And nobody really seems to know what that means before they really start competing. So let me break that down for you. So when you're looking at a competitor, and a judge is looking at a row of competitors, and they're looking to see who basically matches the ideal of what the division is. With figure, we want to be able to see you standing in all of your poses, front, side, back, and side. And we want to be able to actually see the separation of each muscle. So if we're looking at your quadriceps, we want to see all the heads of your quads. If we're looking at the abdominals, we want to be able to see a nice six-pack. When looking at your upper body with your shoulders, we want to be able to see the capped delts. When you turn around to the back in your back pose, we want to be able to see the definition and the width of your actual back. And when we look at the lower half to the back, we want to be able to see the separation of your glutes into the hamstrings and that beautiful heart shape in the middle that you get in the hamstrings when you're super lean. Now, what we don't want to see is heavy feathering or striations in the muscles when you pose. And that can be a hard thing for those of you who tend to get very lean when you're posing. But what I like to say to competitors is this: don't try to train to be softer. Try to train to be as hard as nails as your body can be, and then adjust how the look of that muscle is by your posing. So ladies, go ahead into the gym and work hard. Do your cardio, stick to your diet, and come in as hard as your body can, and just adjust how your body is displayed through your posing and presentation so that way you're not going too far over the edge. And a lot of that has to do with how hard you're flexing and how you're posing. So again, this goes back to working with a qualified coach who can truly help you to bring your look together in a way that makes sense for you. And then the final aspect about figure that is super important is the presentation aspect. Listen, ladies, figure and any kind of bodybuilding on the women's side is basically just an athletic beauty pageant. I mean, have you ever watched Miss America? Have you ever watched Toddlers and Tiaras or any of those shows like that? You'll see some similarities in the presentation of those competitors versus the bodybuilding competitor on the women's side. The judges want the women to look like women. Even though you are dry and hard and lean, you've got to fix up your hair, you've got to fix up your makeup to bring out your innate femininity on that stage. That's what captures their attention. And I know that it sounds sexist, and I know it sounds crazy in 2020 to be saying that, but listen, you are in a very misogynistic sport, and that's just what it is. So play up your sex appeal on stage, play up your elegance, and playing up your sex appeal does not have to be raunchy or overtly sexual or anything like that. It's just about standing in the confidence in your body as a woman on stage who has worked her butt off, and you want to show it off and you want to win. Everybody's eyes are drawn to beauty, and that's just how the world works. It's human nature. So when you go on that stage, make sure that you have a suit that fits you properly. Make sure that your tan is looking great and it's nice and even. Make sure it's dark enough as well. If you are black and you are dark skinned, yes, you do need to tan. Your hair and your makeup should also frame your face and really soften the look that you have, because think about this. When you're stage ready, you look like death. You look horrendous, okay? And that's always the running joke for every competitor, that you look like E.T. or the Crypt Keeper one day, and then the next day you look like a glammed up Barbie. Girls, get it together. So if you don't know how to do your own hair and you don't know how to do your own makeup, make sure that you hire someone that can do it for you. Your presentation is like that icing on the cake. Yeah, you worked your butt off for weeks upon weeks, months to get to that stage. Don't throw it all away just because you don't like to walk around in heels, wear makeup, or do your hair. It's not about what you do in regular life. If you want to play in this game, you got to play the way that we play to win. The figure division is a wonderful division, and it's where I started my bodybuilding career. I always just love the elegance and the class of it. And if you have fun with it, then it can be so fulfilling. Within figure, this is really where I feel like you really start pushing into the real upper echelon of the sport of bodybuilding when it comes to pushing your body to the limits. Whereas I feel like bikini and wellness are a little bit for women who don't want to push too hard and they still want to maintain an element of socially acceptable femininity. Figure and even women's physique, which we'll talk about in the next video, and let alone female bodybuilding, are 3 divisions that allow women to really push their muscularity to the degree that they feel comfortable with. It's almost limitless with how hard and how dry and how big that you can come in. Of course, the more you go on that end, the higher up you'll have to go in the divisions, going to women's physique or even to female bodybuilding if you're really one of those girls who likes to push it. But with the figure division, and again, depending on the federation that you're in, it's a great place for women to really push their natural ability and natural talent and to truly see what you could be made of. So that's it. I hope that today's information was really helpful for you, and I thank you so much for sticking around to the end of this video. So I mentioned some free resources for you to go ahead and get started on your contest prep journey and doing it in the most sane and healthy way that you can. Come on over to my website and download my free contest prep crash course. I'm giving you my best tips on how you can train for your next show and enjoy the process while you're at it. It's jam-packed with some great information and great value for those of you who want to take the sport seriously and truly bring your best. So come on over and make sure that you download that today. And for those of you who are ready to take their training and their nutrition to the next level, and you want to get on the stage, no matter how soon or far away that goal is, you know that you're ready to start right now on the path to your success, and you want to work with me specifically, come on over to my website, rockstarfitness.com/claritycall. And there I want you to fill out the application and set up your 30-minute complimentary call to speak with me one-on-one about your goals and really what you feel has been holding you back up to this point. If we're able to come up with a solution for you that you know will work for you and that you value, then we'll talk about how to make your competitive dreams your reality. I thank you so much once again for watching. Make sure that you subscribe if you aren't already. Hit the bell notifications, thumbs up this video, and I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.